I was browsing eBay recently, as I often do, just to see if there was anything interesting on there that caught my eye, and I noticed someone selling these two fairly normal looking Canon brand Video 8 tapes. Fairly ordinary P560 and what looks like a fairly ordinary P530. But I noticed that on this tape it had this label on the spine. Part 1, the VM-E1, and Part 2, Capturing the Moment. Now that suggests to me that that's probably a tape that was supplied with the Canon VM-E1, which I think was Canon's first Video 8 consumer camcorder, at least the first one they sold in the UK, I think. So I was interested to see what these were. I did notice that the record protect had been switched off on this, so there's a high chance that this would have been recorded over, but took a punt on it anyway, probably paid way too much. And yeah, as it turned out, part of that pre-recorded material has been erased, but most of it is still there, and also the material it was erased with was actually quite interesting to me. I won't say any more about that, I'll just let you watch that and see what you make of that. But another thing that struck me about this pre-recorded content when I got to it on the tape was that the sound quality was really poor on that material. Now, Video 8 always has AFM sound, so what on other formats would be called hi-fi sound, so you should always get really high quality from a Video 8 tape. And the sound on that, as I say, was really poor, so I can only assume that material was dubbed from some other videotape format which had poor quality sound. Anyway, without further ado, I shall now show you the entire content of that tape as received from the eBay seller. So, hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching.
Is around the central position. However, it may move from this position in lighting conditions that are not ideal for shooting. The auto iris dial can be used to adjust the exposure, for example, if your subject is strongly backlit. Using an infrared beam, focusing is fully automatic and takes place at the center of the scene in the viewfinder. For autofocus, just switch to auto. However, there are instances where manual focus may be preferable. For example, when your subject is not in the center of the picture. Move the focus switch to manual and focus manually. Alternatively, center your main subject and press the one-shot autofocus button. This automatically sets focus and locks into that setting when the button is released. You can then recompose your picture and your subject will remain in focus. The camera's macro function lets you focus on subjects as close as 4 mm from the front element. Set the focus selector to manual and the zooming lever to the macro position. For smooth zooming, the camera has power zoom. W stands for wide angle. T stands for telephoto and will bring your subject closer. Use the zoom lever for a quicker zoom and to conserve power when rehearsing shots. For a professional transition between scenes, the VM-E1 has an auto-fade control. Press the button and the picture and sound will fade. Release it and you can fade back up. High-quality sound is as important as high-quality pictures. The VM-E1 has a built-in microphone and recording levels are set automatically. Sound is recorded using a hi-fi FM system, which guarantees a wide frequency response. The recorder controls are as straightforward as the camera controls. For play, fast forward and fast rewind, press the appropriate button. Picture search is possible by pressing play, then fast forward or rewind. And for viewing the last 5 seconds of a recording, just press the record review button. To pause and hold a frame, press the pause button during play. Using the counter memory, you can return to a particular point on your tape. Reset the counter at this point and activate the memory. The tape will stop at this position during fast forward or rewind. Tapes are available to give up to 90 minutes recording time. By using the SP-LP switch and moving it from standard to long play, you can double the recording time, and a 90-minute tape will give you 180 minutes. The VM-E1 can be used with a variety of power sources. Rechargeable batteries with up to 90 minutes operating time give you maximum portability. Use either the VP-E1 or the CA-E1 for mains use and for recharging the batteries. The CA-E1 also allows you to use the camera in countries with different mains voltages. You can also run it from your car battery using the CB-E1. To minimize the time taken to recharge 2 batteries, attach the coupling plate to the CA-E1 and they will be charged sequentially. Lights show when each battery is ready for use. For playback through your television set, connect the camera to the VP-E1 or the RU-E1 and plug either of them into the TV aerial socket. To extend the versatility of your camera, other accessories are available. The CG-E1 character generator provides an amazing range of titling functions. You can superimpose dates, times, stopwatch and lap times on scenes as you record. It has 10 pages of memory, and for a really professional touch, you can even scroll your titles. Remote control operation can be very useful, and the CU-E1 control unit with its own LCD panel allows you to control record and play functions from up to 5 meters away. A set of filters gives you even more creative options when you're shooting. The wide-angle attachment gives wider coverage, and a teleconverter will increase the focal length 1.4 times. The DM100 is a directional microphone with 2 sensitivity settings and is ideal for capturing specific sounds. For extra support when shooting, a shoulder brace is available. To protect your camera, there are 2 carrying cases. A hard system case, HC-E1 for maximum protection and with room for accessories, and a compact soft case, SC-E1. The VM-E1, making your shooting easier and more fun than ever. The minimum of fuss and inconvenience using high-quality 8mm tape. Cassettes small enough to go into pockets or handbags. Compact, lightweight, superb picture and sound quality. The VM-E1, getting closer to life. With the automation of all major functions, you're free to devote all your energy and talent to the creative side of video. Wherever you are, whatever you're shooting, think about what you're going to shoot, how and why. You'll end up with a finished program, so make sure it has some kind of structure. Think about the kinds of shots and sounds you want. Vary the angles and the mix of close-ups and wide shots. Don't forget to think about the length of a shot. If it's too short, your audience won't have a chance to register what they're seeing. On the other hand, shots that are overlong can make a program tedious. As a general rule, if something is static, approximately 4 seconds should be long enough. For shots with movement in them, for panning or zooming, or if there's information to assimilate, 10 seconds is a reasonable length. The most important thing to keep in mind is the end result, which means planning and thinking ahead. Compose your shots carefully. Try to keep the camera steady. Wobbly shots are no fun to watch, so relax, be comfortable. It's harder to keep the camera still on telephoto than on wide angle, so if you want extra support, use the shoulder brace. Any camera movements should be smooth and fluid. A tripod helps, and the CUE1 remote control will prevent camera shake when you start or stop recording. It's also useful when you need to be some distance away from your subject. Try to use camera movements effectively. Too much panning or zooming makes your program hard to watch. Don't try to cover everything that happens.
Lo podríamos hacer ahora, pero yo creo que a lo mejor están haciendo el relevo ahí dentro. Lo pueden ver o centraros al efecto.
Be selective. You'll convey the atmosphere and end up with a more coherent and interesting program. Use the auto-fade control to separate scenes. Remember that you're editing as you're shooting and cutting sound as well as picture. Try to avoid drastic sound changes or use the auto-fade control so that they are less noticeable. Whatever you're shooting, remember, think ahead about what you're shooting, how and why. Think about your shots and how they will contribute to the final program. Use a tripod or other support to keep shots and camera movements steady. Don't pan or zoom too much. Avoid sharp, uncomfortable sound cuts. Use the full potential of your camera to capture those special moments. The VM-E1. Video anytime, anywhere. Getting closer to life.